Congratulations! If you're not already aware of it, we are all living in the Aquarian Age. The precession of the equinox successfully took its tilt in the year 2012, when the Mayan calendar was decreed to have been completed, thus enabling us to collectively enter into the Aquarian Age when the birthing of the new sun was supposed to arrive. What does this mean? This means that the divine feminine energy was to hit the ecliptic mark, was to actually come into resurgence and take control and authority. The divine feminine was suppressed for 5,900 years. If you were to divide that in about 4 or 5 different precessions, you would get collectively 26,500 years, give or take some change. So that means that we are now returning to an age of more femininity. And how do we know this is true? Look around you. The Aquarian is a symbol of androgyny. Much like Mercury, it's a male and female sign, dualistic. It's also connected to the goddess Ma'at, or the ancient Egyptian goddess of the skies, Gaia, or even Geb, Shu, Tefnet. These ancient entities are showing us where we are today. Look at the fashion. Fashion for both male and female became tighter, sleek, more slender, showing us a feminine quality. The hairstyles for both men who are homosexual or not was long hair. This was acceptable. The 2 earrings, both being acceptable traits of fashion. The tight pants for men. This is all showing us the energy of the divine feminine. In 2012, the Pentagon, where the obelisk was, actually had a crack. This was one of the signs that we were entering into the Aquarian Age, where the resurgence of divine feminine energy would hit the marker. Look all around you. After 2010, everyone had a cell phone. It's kind of unnatural to walk around without one, yeah? Wouldn't you agree? I mean, look around you. The kids nowadays are so intellectual. They know how to navigate throughout various applications. This is because they're awakening. This ushers in the new age of the crystal children, or the starseeds that you're reading about in the Telos books, or the convoluted universe. A lot of these books were foretelling what was to come in the turning of events. If you read the Celestine Prophecy or the Four Agreements, these ancient Mayan proverbs are foretelling the events that were to come today. But no one was paying attention because in 2001, when the Celestine Prophecy came out, James Redfield, the World Trade Center also occurred, the incident there, that tragedy leaving us wounded as a country. The 9/11, of course, is a number of initiation, talked about in various secret societies. So yes, we are in the Aquarian era. Remember back then, back in the 90s or the 80s, 70s, even before, when people would say, I'm going to meet you in this specific location, we knew to meet the person there. We have the convenience of technology deflecting emotion. What's interesting about the emoji is how similar in approximation it is to hieroglyphs, a symbol showing us an emotion or a state of being. You have emojis for almost everything now. I mean, for running, for an avocado, for jogging, for swimming. One that indicates a surrealism, a symbol that equates to so much more than what's behind it. But you understand what it is. That's important because the ancient Egyptians understood what their hieroglyphs meant as well. So what this is showing us is that life is not linear. It's somewhat cyclical. It's always repeating itself. Depending on planetary coordinates, human consciousness evolves differently. So, for instance, if we were to go back into the ancient Hindu text, the Mahabharata, where the holy war between the Kauravas and Pandavas took place, which lasted for approximately 18 days, according to the holy text, you would see, according to the text, that Saturn was in the sign of Taurus in a retrograde motion. Similarly enough, in the World Trade Center incident, Saturn was exactly retrograding in Taurus as well. This showed us that the planetary alignments are nothing more than a clock, and it's constantly spinning. The gyrating motion aligns us into specific events that hit the Earth. So, once again, welcome and congratulations. We all made it here to the Aquarian era. This is where the next generation of ascended masters are going to come onto the world and show us. This Donald Trump coming into office is just it's just a symbolic gesture referencing us to where we are as a collective. You see, because if we're able to place someone in office like that who drives us crazy, some people don't know if he's good for us, some people don't know if he's bad for us, that shows us, humanity, that we don't know anymore. We can't discern what's good or bad for us anymore. We're now giving power to people who have finances, not people who understand the true struggles of what happens in our day-to-day society. We need to stop electing people who don't care, who are benefiting. We know what's going on. This is the era where things will get revealed. Drug trafficking, political trafficking, loitering. We're going to see lobbyists. All of this is going to come back to the scene. Our homeless is a real problem. We need to get it together. Why are we closing homeless shelters? We should be rehabilitating people. We should be placing them on tropical islands where they can heal themselves. We have the funding for it instead of letting them lounge around. But I won't get into political topics right now. That's a whole other can of worms I don't want to open right now. What's important is that we, as a human race, we are waking up. The double helix in our DNA is being active. That whole B chromosome is activating again. We are now realizing that we're much more than just humans and that our capabilities are endless. If we align ourselves with our will, our might, our determination, and emotion, we can do anything. We're also understanding from a Mayan state of mind that we are attracting everything that we are. So that means that the majority of this world is a simulation, like the ancient peoples were talking about. We need to look back at the Sumerian records. We need to look back before the Bible. We need to go into an older world of thought. We need to understand how these religious motifs are nothing more but a rubric of understanding the archetypes of Christ and of Mary and of virginity and of sanctity and of holiness. What are these things? What is original sin? We need to go back. Now with the technology, we can look back at things that were radically Christianized because we have more awareness. That's the beauty of living in this era, where you can look on your phone, or on your iPad, or your tablet. You can look at your Android or your Apple on Google and look up anything. We don't need the churches anymore. We're waking up to this realization. We're not finding God through a pastor or a priest or a rabbi or a minister. We're uncovering God, God that already exists within us, God that never left us. So, we've been lied to. Now we know the truth. What will we do collectively with that truth? It's up to you. We wield the power collectively.